FNX as well. And that's not how it works so well. You're supposed to get some trade tracks that are happening there. It's not the HP is ridiculous. Well, they're going to try and run into the other side of the factor. It's scary.
Reserve time.
Taking down a second player that's very scary. It should have been possible to go as a low when they have all of these pistols. They're not going to be able to stop everybody. It's going for the first that opens up the B1 side. Rotation is coming in and we'll see what's going on as well. Cold. Only one guy in the middle. Alex picking up a little damage. They should get a lot in. Yeah, a bit of a blitz. But the reason is big game, big game. Okay. We'll be moving in a position that's what happens. So now we're the plan. Spring from FNX and he gets two. And now it's down to MBK and Happy. I'm still alive. Happy rotating in on that banana hole. MBK pinned down in the pool. So it's not looking pretty good. Let's get this one fired out. Happy goes for the thing. Takes a lot of damage for it. And now this is just going to be completely all apart. Happy gets the plan. But then he also takes too much damage to the process. Yeah. It's like that whole situation. You're actually like, the smoke to cross was down to the next place. This is why I think what it gets that FNX is going to run into construction and you'll spot. But nobody even has the idea. And then afterwards, we're still in a position that is never going to be very good anyway. When it comes to the main entrance there. Tyler knows that. I'm very shaky for envy. That should have been their outcome.
See that? No telling farther size, so he puts on a hat and holds it so that it makes a little shadow. You can't see him in the shot now. Oh, damn. Got it. Slardar Bane, here we go. Let's go, boys.
10 seconds.
Wyvern Dazzle.
And FNX is further weakening for good shots. The ball is struck inside the one side, so everybody's going to show up for parts here. And it's coming just down to Happy. He's taking one, and then the second one. A lot of damage being dished out, actually. This is not over yet. Still about 45 seconds. I'm happy. Going to run through the box so he can actually get it down. He's going to try and get his team the money that they would have been lacking otherwise. So big good job already. He's got the end full trapped in the corner. So this is where you're not going to be able to find the target. Still,
Seconds remaining.
I don't think you picked Dazzle and Wyvern at the same time.
Huh?
I don't think you picked Dazzle and Wyvern at the same time.
They did it in the finals of break first.
Did they? That's fucking weird.
Winter Star.
This hero is getting a new model next patch.
Is he?
No.
Slardar!
Slarzl.
Man, if Luminosity beats Envious, that would be sick.
Isn't MDUS like one of the top 3 teams or some shit?
They won the last competition.
Yeah. I don't follow CS much.
Reserve
Even with the full round difference, I'm not going to be too worried yet. And we seem I feel like there's still a good chance they can get back there. They're not like a solid economy yet, so it's too soon to call, but it was not game.
Rares are gonna be lost.
Huh?
I said rares are gonna be lost.
Winter Wild.
Winter Wild.
Before they can get anything done.
That hero's actually broken as fuck.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
My god. So BM.
Reserve time. Team
that's a big giveaway. And they're going to try and see if they can put up to defensive rates for the running right to get them to want to stop it. They have a full execute, no follow-up flash. Probably that is going to ran in there. He's hoping to get the job done by brute force, and it's not working at all. While getting one, and it's very hard angle, making it just to get through the biggest moves unless they line up. Okay, we've got to A. That is going to especially when you're back like this. That actually for this round. I feel like the at 14-7, that's a good thing. That might be a scoop at one of the really work out. So enemies, they seem to be what they were was the middle. Check it out to see the no one's there and then go back to instead. Now he knows. Backs off. Good save. Flash doesn't delay that coach. He's going to take a ball in the face and run him down to a hole. A final half-second clock. And then line up again.
Team Empire's turn to play.
Very impressive. I mean, a lot of the really good infernal teams have players that can play that side alone, and it makes such a big difference being used to it. So, Paul coming in big for his team. This is amazing. Rude once again. You're the fire on the flames. Take a look, Happy. That's where you're going. That's where I'm sending you. So, right now, Tim and the Phoenix for the 18 players.
10
And
seconds.
Envy, there's someplace you're going to send in the day. It's going to take on close range. And we can't even get close to the there's no trade for the MVP. Almost getting put in the corner, but it gets and Tom is going to go down. This is like Kenny. He doesn't want versus 3 and 1 of keeping out 1 round away from match. And that point here, Kenny is going to get to this place. There's no goddamn way that he's going to do this. He's going to know how we're going to go. I'm sorry for criticizing you early, Kenny. Saying you're on both stars. If you're saving it all up for that 1 round to keep your team in this map, that's all right. Well, now I'm done. I'm done.
Reserve time.
That is from the
Team Empire's turn to play.
Do not say no. Just try to keep their cool. Okay, they lost it. Freaking hurts. Freaking happening there. Kenny just goes beast mode. Kenny, that is right. Keep
That's cool. Okay. Thanks for playing. You're in this game.
Second maybe going close range. They're going to try 958. But I'm sure they different team season. 10 to 15. Now let's look at the velocity economy because this is what's going to decide the rest of this match.
Thanks very much once again, Shiva. We're going to go ahead and hop right into game number 2 as it's already well underway. Cinderin, are you ready?
Yep, well underway. We've lost 30 seconds.
I mean, that's well underway. 30 seconds started. That's like, all right, well, we rushed right into a pause. So this one's on me, boys.
Nice.
Standard. All right.
Apparently there's some sort of issue with the lighting. I think that should be ready.
Well, we did see, you mentioned No Tail was making sure that he had like that little hat on or whatever. So
yeah, he put on his hat so he could...
Wasn't getting
it's actually settings.
Okay.
Yeah, the light does look switched off, so I think... Alright.
So what do you think of the lineups? I actually think that Empire do have the potential to take this game. Their team fight's actually insane.
Yeah, I think the solution of not going for a Luna and settling for a gyrocopter instead, this game allows them to fight a lot better.
You settle for Luna.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's a better way of putting it. The fact that they get the gyro, let's put it that way, this game puts them in a better fighting position. OG are way more limited in terms of laning. They can't really run this aggressive dual lane that they could last time and just put so much pressure with what was it they had? They had an Undying PL lane.
Yeah.
There's no combo with PL here that beats a gyro +1. You can't just do Rubik PL or Dazzle PL and expect to beat a gyro Wyvern lane, for example. That's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So options are definitely there for Empire to get off to a better laning stage this time, even though last time, like we said, didn't go too bad, but there was just this turning point where everything went down the drain. I'm wondering if we're going to see something similar this game with the mech on Viper. It's probably going to be a similar story from OG in terms of itemization.
I mean, when I saw the pick, that's the only reason I thought they did, because they actually wanted a mech carrier. Because up until that point, I guess Fly could buy one, but it's not going to be quite the same timing.
No.
And the way the OG play, they always bring No Tail to fights, regardless of whether or not he's playing PL or Ember, you know, whichever hero they pick for him, he always helps. So I think having the mech is very synergistic with the way that OG actually play their lineups. Oh, Aloha Dance needs to be careful here. Phantom Light's going to be thrown out. There's level 1 poison attack on Miracle. Here comes the poison touch coming in from Fly as well. I don't think they're going to be able to save him. First blood goes the way of OG. Miracle picking up that kill, and No Fear taking a couple of auto attacks as well.
And Aloha Dance, he just had no business going out there to look. This is a classic OG play level 1. They do this almost all the time. Aggressive 5-man into the enemy jungle when they know they have good level 1, and they try to get a ward down so they can't pull the camp, and in addition, sometimes they get a kill. And that was a little bit of a freebie there, and it went to Miracle. Yeah. Going mid as Quap against a first blooding Viper is horrible.
Well, Resolution, maybe 2 games in a row, not going to have the easiest laning phase in the world, but this game, I think that Empire, again, they can rely on the mid-game fights, like hopefully a decent timing in level 6 for Aloha Dance and No Fear, get the Winter's Curse going, get the Static Storm going. I think they actually have a decent shot this time around, whereas in the last game, I thought that at a certain point, since Luna wasn't really getting that much farm, that they just had very few ways of getting themselves back into the game. So you're going to see bottom lane Fly and No Tail both taking a good chunk of harassment here from No Fear.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they chose to go with this aggressive dual lane. As I said, I don't really think they have a winning matchup here in any way, but they're still going to try it. I'm wondering if they'll be looking for a rotation from Rubik sometime soon with a TP to bot lane and then put pressure that way, but so far so good for Empire, I would say, for the bottom lane. The mid lane's going to be hard. And the top lane, Funnick, he's playing Shaker against a Slardar Rubik.
They can kill him, but it's hard, I think. But the thing about OG is they typically prioritize Moon and getting any hero who has some sort of initiation potential, just get him his Blink Dagger, and then rotate the lanes when you feel like you need to. You know, just let Moon make the space for you mid-game, get an early mech on the Viper, use those heroes to actually allow No Tail to farm, rather than just giving him the lane. Because I still think that PL can come to fights if he's underfarmed, if you're just sitting on the outside just throwing lances, right? Like, what catch does Empire have other than Queen as bottom lane?
Oh, they have Glimpse. Yeah. That's one catch. He is going to disjoint that perfectly, though, with the Doppelganger. One of the easier abilities in the game to avoid Glimpse with, just because of how long you stay in the invulnerability.
It's one full second,
It's a full second, so you definitely have enough time to see that. And No Tail, showing the knowledge of the mechanic, easily getting out of that. And I guess at least that's something for them, is that they're difficult to kill in this bottom lane. But if you don't get farm, the trade-off on the top lane better be good, and so far it is.
The other thing to note too is, since there's so many heroes bottom, if you're not stacking the jungle and making use of the fact that you have 2 supports bottom, then Empire could just lose out on the long run based on the fact that they're not being as efficient as OG are with their laning phase. So for now, a little bit slow here. Everyone's kind of just hitting creeps. Looks like middle lane Resolution's actually not doing too bad. Is he gonna get his hands on a regen here? Oh, it's gonna get broken by crit. That is a big bummer.
Yeah, and they don't have any Cold Embrace to bringing up to full here, so you might have to use 2 tangos to just be able to sustain in lane against Viper. Yeah, Funnick is in trouble. Moon will need another crush, but...
He had a mango, but he didn't want to go for it. He knows that Funnick also has a mango, so if he dives too aggressively... Oh, speaking of diving, bottom
he's trying
lane.
it now. Oh, and top lane at the same time. Funnick, he does not have mana for a fissure. Unless if he uses the mango. He's going to use it now and get the fissure off. Maybe, yes, he gets him. Just on the edge, Funnick gets the trade-off. Or, yeah, it is essentially a trade-off since they did lose a hero bottom, but clutch play from him and Moon getting a little over-aggressive. Now they lose the Dazzle, too. Empire, really good exchange for that.
And Noctail also needs to be careful. He's going to use all his stick charges there to throw an extra lance. There is a glimpse if he wants to go for a few more autos, but he can't quite get in range. He's going to eventually have to fall back, so Aloha Dance not quite finding the kill that he was looking for. And this early game is really back and forth in the lane so far.
Mid lane Resolution, probably doesn't have mana for Blink. Miracle wants to force it out of him, and he will succeed. So, gets him away. 10 stick charges on the Viper and a Ring of Aquila. Very interesting to see this build from Miracle. No boots, no bottle, anything. I mean, bottle on Viper isn't very common, let's be real. But at least the boots you often see picked up really early and turn into most likely treads.
If you look at it, though, in just the straight-up lane matchup, what do boots really give you in this 1v1? Like, maybe you get 1 or 2 extra auto attacks off if you see that Resolution's going for a last hit or something like that, but other than that, just rushing the Aquila means that you can dominate the lane harder because you know that no one else is going in. And top lane, once again, gonna see a crush coming in from Moon. Funnick comes in from the side, throws out the fissure. Here comes the enchant. Moon drops. And No Fear is going to be stuck here for a second, but we'll
this
be
is
fine.
very uncharacteristic for Moon based on the Slaughter play we saw from him out in Frankfurt, where he was outstanding most of the time. Now he's made 2. To be frank, just overcommitments. He's died 2 times now.
Dude, Funnick's level 5 at 4 minutes in.
Yeah.
2 kills with a bottle and boots.
That is way more than he could have hoped for going into this game. And PPD talked about how a fast blink on Shaker in this game would be really, really good. I think they're on the way to it.
Yeah, middle lane too. Queen's not doing too bad. Resolution was forced back once, so I don't think they need the Queen to really crush the lane or anything. As long as he gets the levels that he needs, gets to 6, has a good TP rotation, maybe gets a kill on No Tail in the bottom lane. I think it's quite easy to catch a PL when you have that blink and you have glimpse as well. Because at some point you're going to have to use Doppelganger, right? You can't just hold on to it forever.
At the same time, I was watching the mid lane. I was going to say, how often do you see a hero that doesn't care about a double damage quad? Miracle just ran up and started hitting him in the face into the GG of Resolution. Didn't care. And yeah, well, you're speaking of PL being forced into that doppelganger. Still, actually considering how this thing could have gone. No-Tail having 13 CS right now isn't half bad. He hasn't died. He's got a kill.
I mean, we were looking at these lanes and saying that Moon should be the one who's getting a lot. But Moon also had died, but they're going to go on silent here. Bottom lane, do they have the damage? Looks like Phantom Lance is going to be on cooldown for another 2 seconds. He doesn't have Doppelganger for 15. One more auto attack from Aloha Dance and Silence. Not going to be able to get a range. Flat Cannon's on cooldown. He's bottling himself up. Goes back in with the Phantom Rush. He has mana for one more Lance. Skills it up. Has the stick charges as well. Silent has enough mana for a Rocket Barrage. They want to try to go around here. Is he going to go in for the kill? He throws out the Lance. There's the heal. No Fear coming in just in time. No Tail now. Going to be stuck inside the kinetic field. Goes for the Phantom Rush onto Aloha Dance. He has no mana left. Splinter Blast comes in.
Oh, now Resolution's going to show up as well. Get another kill here on Fly. He used Grave already on himself earlier. Doesn't have it. And that's
Nice
5 straight kills for Empire. Starting to look really good top lane. Funnick.
Is under attack.
He's essentially winning this lane now, even in a one-on-one matchup against the Starter. Just has so much damage from those levels, and once he gets level 6, I don't even know if Moon can... He needs to be careful, even going for CS at that point. Any rotation with him going into melee range for creeps, Echo Slam Fissure?
Oh, they want to go in. Funnick, he just hit 6. He's going to throw out the Echo. Enchant comes in. Moon is so close to going down. He pops the stick charges. Now Funnick on the run, has the amplified damage applied, wants to get one more enchant. He knows that if he hits one more time, he can go for that kill. Maybe. Oh, the sprint wore off. There's not enough damage. He gets one more enchant. Where is the rest of Empire? Somebody help this man. He will eventually drop. That was almost really bad, though. If he had mana for throwing out a fissure there, I think he would have gotten the kill.
Yeah, for sure. The timing on get a level 6 there was also perfect. It was right when they engaged on it, so it didn't even get the time to react to Echo Slam becoming available, but just missed a little bit there for Funnick. And a very crucial kill for OGs to get. Not only do they stop the Shaker a little bit in his tracks, they got the kill on the PL, so No-Tail, who just died in the bottom lane, gets back. Now he's going to play the safe lane role, most likely, rotating the Slardar. See how this works out for the mid lane.
Yeah, Fissure comes in, crits in the area, he wants to try to go for a lift, but Resolution blinks into Fog to get the ulti off. Neither hero are actually dead just yet. All the stick charges consumed on Miracle, and they do manage to walk away. That blink from Resolution was so good. Meantime, bottom lane, Glimpse comes in, Fly, gonna throw out the Grave onto himself. No TP, should be an easy kill for Empire. Tries to go for a heal bomb on the creep. Silent very aware of this. Teleport coming in. It's gonna be Crit. Call down comes through. The tower shot and the Fade Bow from Crit allows him to get the kill. Aloha Dance going for the trade for Crit 1 versus 1. It's gonna be close. I think the creeps are gonna help Crit win it. Oh,
5 health.
Those
on
creeps,
Chris Rubik.
the value.
Man, that's such a clutch play.
He just got
I guess
2
what
levels
else could
from
you have done?
Think about that. Like, he was level 4 when he TP'd. Now he's level 6.
6 with Earn.
And 500 gold.
500 gold. Not too shabby. And there's some pretty good spell steals in this game. Fissure is incredible. PPD were talking about, well, when you pick Rubik, you generally want to pick it into some very good counters here, as we do have the Score Esports replay here. This is the engage we just saw onto Fly, where Silent will be chasing him down into the tower. The really good Shadow Wave coming out from Fly here, baiting them into the creep wave to get that necessary damage out for this Fateful to reach and get the kill, dodging the call down as well. This textbook play here from Crit with the rotation, and like you said, Clutch does get the kill, get level 6. And the steal's available in this game. Fissure,
Bottom lane.
Sonic Wave, Winter's Curse, yep, Moon's dead.
He is very dead.
He's having a hard game.
He really
He's
is.
dying.
I keep going back to the safe lane and just assuming that that hero would have a decently timed blink so they could, you know, rotate No-Tail to a safer location and allow him to farm. But instead, they just sacrifice that plan altogether. No-Tail's farming top now. They say, okay, Moon, we gave you the safe lane. You kind of squandered it. Let's see if No-Tail can do better. Oh, Haste Rune gonna be picked up here by Crit. I guess the first steal, you just kind of go for Blink, right? That's like the easy spell to get most of the time.
I think right now Fissure is actually stronger.
If you can get it.
If you can get it. It's a little tricky, of course, as Sonic can always just cast Enchant Totem, but if he finds the steal on that, that spell's incredible. The team needs a little bit more damage. The Blink is obviously a great spell, getting that position. He's actually going to try to run him down. He got the Fissure. Fade Bolt, nope.
Okay.
TP response from Wyvern. And yeah, there were 8 stick charges on Funny and 200 health. He couldn't kill him there. So good call from Crit to back out, knowing his limits. But what else is there? Like, when PPD talked about, okay, this might not be the best Rubik game, I think he picked it into Gyro Wyvern at that time. So like, there was Winter's Curse as a potential steal, but that was kind of it. Now there's Glimpse, which is great. Static Storm is great. Fissure, Sonic Wave, Blink. It's like such a huge array of good spells that he can get. And getting that level 6 on him for that reason might prove to be very, very useful.
I mean, the other thing, too, he actually mentioned during the panel is saying that Empire gravitate towards Queen a lot, so maybe they just assumed that if there weren't really too many good mid options left, that they would have to go for something like that, which also makes the Rubik pick just stronger in general.
Yeah. There's the mech.
Yeah. They are sieging
Time
at tier
for
1.
the game plan to unfold.
Yeah, Moon is very poor, though. I mean, he's level 7, so he's got 2 points in his sprint. They're going to pop the Arctic Burn. They want to go on Miracle here. He does have the Dazzle standing behind him and the mech at the ready. Fissure going to block Funnick off from the rest of his team. Cold Embrace comes out straight away. Silent is also in the area. Crit steals Flat Cannon. Maybe not the best spell to have. Funnick's dropping a little bit low here. They're going to drop the Static Storm on top of Miracle. He walks it off. Brave going to be used, maybe a bit preemptively. Lance goes onto Funnick. Bottle Charge is going to keep him alive. Winter's Curse comes out onto No-Tail, looking for the follow-up. Sonic Wave comes through with the Scream. No-Tail's going to be dropping. Did not have Doppelganger for that one. Glimpse.
Oh, good glimpse.
Yeah, Moon going to be stuck inside. Zoning call down comes out from Silent. Not dealing quite a lot of damage to Moon, though. It looks like he's going to be able to maybe walk this off. Blink forward once again from Resolution. Echo Slam comes in, dealing a little bit of damage to everyone. Miracle getting so low. One auto attack will deal the damage from Silent. Gonna see the Cold Embrace come out onto the tower. Flies dropping as well. Crit very low. Has one Scream and a Fade Bow. Gets the kill on the Silent. Moon coming back in. He's got another Amplify. He's gonna throw out onto No Fear. Crush up in 2 seconds. Aloha Dance really low. Fissure comes out from Funnick. Crit gets the lift. Throws out the Urn. Oh my goodness. Triple kill for the Rubik of OG, but feels like Empire definitely come out on top of that. They pretty much wipe OG out.
Man, that was such a crazy fight, actually. There was no way of telling who was going to win that the whole way through. Like, extremely close exchanges. I think OG win that fight if Moon doesn't use Crush in the end. He crushed the the gyro after he came out from Cold Embrace, but he was dying to Fateful and a right click anyway, so that was on cooldown, and that was like the exact ability he needed to find 2 additional kills, and the Fissure comes in at the end of the fight there. Very, very close fighting here, but Empire, Resolution willingly sacrificing himself to get that Scream off on 3 heroes, setting up for the Echo Slam, ends up paying off in the end.
If the Aftershock actually hit, I think that would have just been a total 1 fight for Empire.
Yeah.
As he couldn't get in range, but it was a little unfortunate. Also, the cooldown from Silent not hitting Moon. I think he threw it to stop OG from following up, but if it actually hit Moon inside the kinetic field, he would have died instead of being able to come back into the fight later.
For sure.
So there's a couple of things that were a little bit iffy from both teams, but we are going to see a smoke.
Yeah, there's a lot of abilities on cooldown for Empire. They know there's no Echo Slam. Curses up in a moment, but no Echo, no Sonic might be enough for them to press on for this tower. Very classic OG play, but Empire, they're ready for it. They want to take the fight to OG, and this is a very important moment. Funnic's gonna break the smoke.
Oh, the curse comes in. Static Storm dropped on top of it. Call down to follow. OG just getting annihilated in this fight. Their retreat is blocked off by the Fissure. They're gonna throw out a Lance onto Silent. He's very low. Miracle, he's gonna get the Grave. They're gonna trade right now, getting the Gyro down. No Tail coming back into the fight. Splinter Blast.
That heal bomb, what?
Oh my god, Fly with the Shadow Wave. No Fear sitting in the trees, trying to keep himself alive here. No Tail, trying to walk it off, going for a Aloha Dance. He's completely out of mana right now, using the Coiling Blade to juke, but Funnic's like, no thank you. I think I'll pass on that one. One more heal coming in from the side. Fly, totally out of mana now. Kinda helping anyway, but the Doppelganger juke on the Fissure. No Tail, still alive for the time being. Glimpse comes in, and this should be the end of the PL. He's not going to be able to get the kill onto Aloha Dance. No Fear's there with the Cold Embrace. That start to the fight with the Fissure on top of the Static Storm in the kinetic field just caught almost everyone.
I can't believe OG even got a kill in that exchange. Like, after that opening from Empire, the amount of team fight they brought to the table, you just think, okay, this fight is over. That heal bomb, I think, dealt 500 damage to 2 heroes. All the PL illusions, of course, taking the heal, and just... they got a fairly good exchange out of it, considering how Empire got into that fight. They're still going to be happy with it, though, all in all. I think they took that fight without Sonic Wave, without Echo Slam, as we talked about. They'll have it the next time around, and if that fight were to happen with those cooldowns, OG
oh my
would have
god,
just been...
that would have been a massacre.
Yeah, there would have been 5-0 there, for sure. Like, there was absolutely no play available. But the reason they committed like that, put themselves in that position, was, of course, the knowledge of those cooldowns.
Yeah, of course.
So...
and Crit stealing the ever-useful Flat
good.
Cannon. Fissure, call down right into it, and that's a very dead Rubik. Good stuff.
Funnic has shown up in this game. I think his Shaker has been really, really good. The Fissure he got in that team fight as well, early on.
So good.
Blocked, kind of split the fight in half and set up the perfect Static Storm and call down that the OG lineup couldn't really get out of. Now he sets up a very nice long-range Fissure into call down once again with Silent. And this Blink Dagger isn't that far off for Funnic. It's less than
He's
a
gonna
1,000
beat
to go.
Moon to Blink.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a bad sign if you're OG.
absolutely.
This PL doesn't really.
And another
hurt
Fissure,
either.
because why not? Fly caught in the field.
Radiant's top tower is under
I honestly feel like Empire are playing around the Shaker very well. Like you mentioned how Funnic is having a great game. That's definitely true. But the way that Empire are abusing Fissure with their heroes also works out.
fortified.
Is they get 2 very easy kills on top of them, and they're just gonna go 2 free towers.
Yep, that's almost the Blink. Silent will take the last hit. If they would have given that to Shaker, he would be less than 500 off, but still, we're looking at a sub-20 Blink for Funnic, more or less guaranteed if he doesn't get killed.
Yep.
And that is a very good timing when you've only taken 2 towers and then off lane.
Moon going in with
Pointer's
the
Curse.
Yeah, TP's coming in. It's gonna be Funnic. No Tail, trying to get himself out. He's gonna cancel cast 1 Fissure, make that 2, throws it out. He actually waited a little bit too long. The mech is actually gonna keep No Tail alive for a little while longer. Grave comes in. I think they might have to sacrifice the peel here. Are they gonna be able to get anything in return? Crush comes in. No, the Doppelganger. No Tail's gonna be able to get out. They're gonna get No Fear instead. OG, they get a kill. Very interesting engagement. If Funnic had just cast the Fissure the first time, he definitely would have killed him.
Yeah, he hesitated way too much there. Ends up buying OG enough time to reinforce. And that's one thing their lineup is incredible at. Between the mech, between the Doppelganger, and of course the Shallow Grave, they have so much sustain. As long as they don't get burst like they did in that fight at the bottom tower, they can even win an engage where they're outnumbered or out of position. That time around it worked out. Of course, should mention how big an impact Wyvern has had. Oh, we're actually going to see a glimpse here on Fly. He does have Grave. No, actually he doesn't. It's on cooldown. But they think he has it.
Well, Silent is going to be kicking himself.
10 stick charges.
Yeah.
Be fine.
We'll be okay for now.
But yeah, the Wyvern in this game, Cold Embrace, has really saved Empire a lot as well. It's been very clear that OG have been looking for these kills. All the physical damage from Viper and Slardar combined just gets negated entirely by No Fear's play so far in this game. He's 5-1 and 5. It was his first death. Wasn't that engaged we just had. And they're finding absolutely nothing in the forest, but
I think they'll be happy with the tower right now. Snowtail is also pushing bottom tier 1 in the meantime. I guess this is definitely a defusal rush game. With how aggressive Empire being, you kind of need that item to fight.
Yeah, I think
sometimes
so.
people go back for like the Yasha and then defusal blade, but I think you actually need the utility of the Purge right now.
You also get extra physical damage with Amp. That's
Yeah.
kind of nice. But yeah, absolutely, the Diffusal Blade, I think, is the way to go. If he goes for a Yasha, it does signal that OG want to slow the game down and just try to play farming style, but I don't think Empire are going to give them the chance with this kind of setup they're running.
I like this move from OG actually.
Oh yeah,
I mean, look at their warding right now. They can pretty much see everything.
it's being
on the
the
side
line
of
is being
Empire.
drawn by No Fear. Now the pings come out.
It's way too
probably
slow.
too late.
It is
Amplify
way
damage
too
and Shadow Wave is so good for taking Roche on the Dire. Nether Toxin also starting to kick in. There we go. It's going to go to No-Tail. Very good play here, and that will be the Yasha.
Wouldn't it just be better to give Moon the Roshan last hit there so we can get Blink? Or are you not thinking about it in the moment and you just kill it because
I
you
think in the moment you just
Yeah.
get rid of him and then you go out and farm in.
Okay, well, Smoke
oh,
coming in.
Moon, not again.
They're gonna spot Moon.
He is actually finding a way out of this, maybe.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, I think he's
tower
actually
is under
okay.
attack.
Time for
Just
the
drinking
quelling
it out.
plays.
Well, the smoke broke. I thought they actually saw him. Maybe they didn't.
Oh, looks like they didn't. Superior vision in the area for OG. He knows he can get away now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kind of dodged a bullet. Mech, by the way, almost completed on Wyvern. Lumi was talking about it, that Wyvern might get it, but it's unlikely.
Yeah.
He is. That's what happens when you get 5 kills in a support this early.
Well, the Disruptor is the one
Luxury.
who's going Glimmer, where typically you would see Wyvern go Glimmer because you have the Cold Embrace Glimmer combo, which is absurdly strong. But
Yeah.
I guess in this game, he doesn't need to save for it. And
In this game, Glimmer isn't that good in general, actually.
yeah, it's okay. I don't
You're
know.
playing against Amplify damage, so you can still get spotted. There's almost no magical damage on the Dire apart from his root. If Rubik steals something great, we're going to see PL porting in. Playing with confidence, of course, as he does have the Aegis in his inventory. Oh, that's... Yeah, it's good.
Oh, they
dodge
take this
that.
fight now. Miracle is still walking forward. Oh, he actually uses the Doppelganger. He's gonna get stuck inside the Static Storm. Curse comes out.
Man, that's
No
a
real
lot of
follow-up.
cooldowns just thrown away.
They just wanted to run.
I think OG can take top tier 1 off this if they want to. Like they know that this Static Storm and the Winter's Curse are on cooldown. No-Tail running in here. Splinter Blast is very good against PL, I heard.
Pretty decent. Yeah.
They're gonna find Silent though with the smoke play. Silent has no defensive mechanisms to save him apart from this Cold Embrace.
The Echo though.
It's already committed.
Oh man, respawn coming in from No-Tail. Funnick looks like he wants to try to get himself out of here. No-Tail on the chase. Kinetic Field holding it back for the time being. Crit comes in with the lift. The Earn to follow it up. There's the Poison Touch on the Funnick as well. He will drop. The rest of Empire do not want to stick around. They do end up getting the Aegis off of the PL, but that Ancient stack is going to be stolen. And once again, Shadow Wave being incredibly useful this game with the PL.
Now it looks like that top tier 1 will indeed be next on the menu for OG. Good Echo Slam, like you said, from Funnick, but they already lost their gyro essentially when he came
Right.
in. The Cold Embrace wasn't enough to save him. There was a little bit of magic damage coming out from, I think, Rubik in that situation. Securing that
It does
kill.
kind of give him a little bit more leeway for the next fight though, knowing that the PL doesn't have 2 lives.
Yeah.
So if you want to go for like another smoke or try to find around the one of your tier 2s that you have left, that's always a possibility for that.
Sanjin Yasha now on the Viper. Good mobility for Miracle. Bit of everything, armor, health. Of course.
Viper is one of those heroes that you don't look to and think that, you know, Aghanims used to be really common.
Yeah.
Right? But it's only common against teams that have like those kiteable cores like Sven and Tiny that you want to just throw it out like on cooldown. These types of games, I feel like you just want stats. You just want to be tanky and be
Yeah.
able to go high ground.
Absolutely. SNY and Viper is very good when you get it around this time. It is, of course, only 20 minutes into the game. He has the mech already.
Is under attack.
It's like you're playing Shadow Fiend, but just on another hero.
Yeah.
Kind of right now. Just very tanky frontliners, zoning out, mobile.
He's actually more tanky than SF in
Yeah.
some ways. Like Corrosive makes him really hard to chase down.
20 armor, extra magic resist, the slows, of course. And yep, we're gonna see what OG are up to next. They have smoked up 3 heroes now, rotating into the Radiant jungle. If they find Silent again, this would be great for them, and they will. Silent once again caught out, catching him with a weave. Starter coming in from the right. Good collapsing here from OG. All right, just secure him, crit.
The Stolen Echo, why not? He didn't even get the kill. Miracle still got
No,
it.
it's not really that usful if it's
He
spell on
tried.
Rubik when you
Yeah,
don't
no
blink.
aftershock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even get the stun, you just get damage. So, Aghanim's now purchased up on Resolution. I like this choice. With how much fighting there is and just having more clear for the PL, being able to just blow up the illusions with Splinter Blast, Queen AoE, Shaker, like, they have so many ways to deal with Phantom Lancer this game. It kind of makes me wonder if there's ever a point where either team really hits that critical mass, or if it's just going to be down to whoever gets the better engagements.
I think the tricky part for Empire is always going to be, yes, you can kill off the PL illusions, but can you kill the PL later? When he gets tanky enough and they have the shallow grave, they can just reset, re-engage if he gets a heart. If they've committed key cooldowns and don't kill him, No-Tail's just going to swarm them at the end of the fight. Yeah. So it becomes a lot more about kiting. Single target from Empire will never be there. I think their lineup just doesn't have it. You can technically go a physical damage build on Quap, but his farm isn't good enough for that to become a real threat for OG until, like, say, 60 minutes in. And by that point, probably looking at a very different game anyway. It's a defusal for No-Tail. Got it pretty quickly after that Yasha, of course, with the Roshan kill. And a pretty good fight for him, too.
Yeah, that tier 1 still stands here for OG. And Empire in the area. Looking like they want to try to go on this. Resolution just throwing out the casual dagger. There's so much harass from this team. Like, getting Arctic burned, taking Miracle down to about half health almost. With all that harass.
Yeah. Shadow Wave's a good spell, though.
Decent spell. Yeah. I like the way that they always run it with the PL. I think a lot of teams don't do that quite enough. OG are the team who I see consistently going back to this hero. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you see it second phase banned in some situations where you just don't have the heroes to kill it, but OG really love their PL.
The synergy between the two is just very obvious. The fact that you can... The way you usually kill PL is hard lockdowning him and then just bursting him down. You have Shallow Grave. After that, you can disjoint with your doppelganger and get out of the fight and reset. And from an aggressive perspective, we've seen that heal bomb a couple of times this game already. It's ridiculous damage in the early stages of the game where PL might be seen as weaker, and then when he starts taking over later on in the game, you have Weave. So, pretty good duo of heroes.
It feels like Empire are very hesitant right now to try to do much. Like, they're just kind of sitting around doing some farming. Okay, bottom lane, silent. He needs to get himself out of here. Moon did blink away, so he's not going to be able to go for a kill in the situation.
Crit. Gets a Rocket Barrage steal, not really what he was looking for. You don't want to commit into the face of the enemy with Rubik most of the time. Maybe he can steal something out of this Disruptor, though. He's looking for the Glimpse. He might find Crit here with the ward placement. Very nicely done from Aloha Dance, but doesn't follow up. Scared of the rotation, but the heroes are actually in the mid lane. No Fear going to get engaged on here by No-Tail, and he will force out the Cold Embrace by using the Diffusal Blade. Now he's out of mana. What's Nova really going to do here? Trying for the TP out. Might make it. What a fissure, but it's not enough. He will die to the damage over time from the Viper here. Good Shallow Grave, and now he's going to disjoint and remove that poison. Addition, they find another kill on the side. Finally, Resolution will be jumping into the backline of the fight and kill off that PL, but it's a 3-for-1 trade. Might be 4-for-1 if Moon can catch onto Silent. He will with Blink Crush. Amplify comes out. A lucky bash here should seal the deal. There it is. 10% chance. Seems to be bigger than 17 sometimes, and they do get the kill. Ultra kill for Miracle. All 4 of them in the bag for him, and that's a full BKB.
Man, you got to give props to Fly there. Throwing out the Grave just in time, baiting out Empire so hard to try to get the kill on the PL and then turning it. I mean, he has been there every single time No-Tail has needed it, feels like, this game. I mean, laning phase is a little bit rough, but in terms of the overall fights that Empire has been taking, Fly is in the right position at the right time and time again. And now they're just going to go ahead and continue to push into this tier 2. They do throw out the Glyph, and Resolution right now, he doesn't really have much in the tank to be able to deal with this. It's almost completely out of mana. And it looks right now as if he's going back for Shivas. Blink forward once again here, No Fear. Gonna try to use the Arctic Current to get away. They're gonna throw the curse out onto Moon, hits Miracle as well. They have a decent amount of damage. Glimmer gonna be coming out with the Grave. Still have some stick charges left too, just in case. Moon will be fine, and they do get the tier 2.
And key cooldowns used again. At least the Winter's Curse.
Yeah.
I guess that was the only really long one there, so if there was a short Roshan timer, OG would get it, but it's not going to be there yet. Moon just checked it out. Still has to wait about a minute for this.
It's one of those old types of strategies that we used to talk about like a year or two ago when a lot of team fight picks were prevalent, is when you don't have the team fight, a team who's not relying on ultis usually wins, right? So if your spells are down, you can just run at them, and that's pretty much what OG have been doing. So No-Tail's gonna get spotted out here by Resolution. We'll be okay though. Smoke
can jump away. Yeah, this could work out very well for them. They're going to see No-Tail. There is no Echo Slam, though. Now he's already walking away. Fissure hesitating again, but this time around, Funnick will connect. Nice. And this is a Very quick cleanup with the Sonic Wave. They do get the kill again on Notel on the sidelines for a minute here. No dazzles to save him this time around. And what are we looking for the Radiant side? So Gyro has died 6 times this game. It's a very rare score to see on a carry, this one, with so many kills, assists, and deaths. Generally, you either snowball very hard or you suffer, but Silent has been somewhere in between.
Yep.
And I don't know, looking forward, if Empire actually have the tools they need. We were talking about single target damage to be able to kill a PL. I'm starting to see problems with killing off that Viper. When the BKBs start coming out, there's one on Miracle right now. What damage does Empire actually have? They're all about that wombo combo AoE. I think we're going to see a BKB on PL as well after his Manta, perhaps.
I think they're even going to be relying on like a Winter's Curse hitting in a way that one of the other carries kills the other carry, you know? Like that's where your damage is going to be coming from if you're worried about BKBs. But you can't even do it anymore, right? Because BKB only affects the primary target now, so if the PL eventually gets one, not sure if No Tail is a fan of the BKB Phantom Lancer. But
I think he's done it before. I think its go-to build, however, is Treads, Diffusal, Manta, and then Blink. I think was what was played quite a bit at Frankfurt.
He likes being able
to disjoining.
Well, you can blink on the back line too, right? Like if you blink and you find like Disruptor or you find the Wyvern, we saw what happens to No Fear. Even if he cold embraces himself, his mana gets drained instantly and he can't really do anything after he gets out of it. That can be a very useful tool in just splitting the fight up, making Empire kind of panic. So BKB now done on Gyrocopter. So we're gonna see Moon scouting out side of Empire here with the Invisor. Funnick, I thought he would have noticed that. He got blocked like a tiny bit, but if you're not looking at your hero when it happens, it's very hard to notice.
And I think it is going to be BKB for Moon. He's sitting on 3k. He would have bought 4 staff a long time ago. Let's get a BKB on him and a BKB on the PL later. And I'm starting to feel really worried about Empire with the limited net worth on this Gyrocopter. And even when he does have it, he has split damage. They have Weave against that. So, tricky situation for Empire. They got to start getting out on the map and finding something, but it's just very difficult. OG's map movements are incredibly good. Securing Roche for themselves once again. Going to bottom now to pressure that out. Look at Miracle's positioning. Doesn't care. He's just going to stand next to the tier 2 essentially and just start hitting the creep wave. His team 2,000 range behind. Doesn't matter. He can't die.
When you're in this position as a frontline hero like Viper, and you know the enemy team doesn't have like scary catch, all their damage is magic. And you talked about it. Once BKB's out, the threat for him dying is fairly low. So for now, OG maintain a pretty good amount of map control, and it looks like Empire gonna finally try to take down this tier 1 mid. It has been up for almost 30 minutes. It's not often you see that.
Nope. There is a glyph though. I don't think they're gonna get it. They want to bait Resolution to stick around for it. And then they can blink crush him. See if he falls for it. It looks like he will.
Oh.
And he should be in a lot of... Oh, okay, that's a good heal bomb right there.
Yep.
Man, the heal bomb was amp damage.
And they get the deny too. So I guess the tower goes down at the end of the day. Not quite the way the Resolution wanted it to, but...
He's out for a minute. He doesn't have buyback. OG obviously don't know this, but if they try to push for this and they realize, hey, hang on a second, Empire aren't even responding that much, they could get a lane of Rax here. That's how big that kill actually was. Sending in No-Tail, they're sending in Miracle. At the bare minimum, they're looking for this buyback, but they're not going to get it. Doesn't exist. Fissure. Again, Funnick faking it out. Can't really... Doesn't want to commit it onto a single hero. Now he might use it because there's 2. Good call down as well. Decent damage here. It's not enough to get a kill. But it might stop OG in their tracks.
They're getting Grapple a bit low. Not going to force them to BKB yet. They throw out the Glimmer. And they do have Urn Charges, so all that damage that was dealt by dropping ultis and spam. I suppose cooldown isn't really a big
nice.
cooldown.
The Thunderstrike actually stops the blink from Moon Meander.
Yeah.
They still collapse on Funnick with all these illusions amplify damage. He's essentially getting killed by 0 heroes right now.
Oh, first back. Oh my. Okay, buys back into the game. Miracle gonna get Grave. Pops the BKB. Silent uses his own BKB. Looks like
he blinks in.
Back up.
Oh, that's not an Echo Slam you're looking for. Funnick choking a little bit here under pressure.
They want to keep fighting this after they wasted their BKBs and ultimates? I don't know about that. OG coming back in. No Tail throwing out the Purge. Silent drops out. One more call down. Actually comes off cooldown now. That's how long this fight's lasted. 2 down already. Buyback from Silent. Crit's going to be dropping in the process. Now No Tail going in onto Funnick. This would be a dieback if they lose the Shaker again. No Tail trying to force the blink back. Crush comes in from Moon. Going to be off the mark. hits a couple of creeps, and looks like Empire will eventually force them back. Fissure hits on high ground. They really want that Aegis. They will find it with the Blink Shivas coming in from Resolution. Can they get Moon as well? Blink almost off cooldown. Gets himself to safety after blinking over the trees.
That kill on the Aegis is actually... I was about to say it's really important, but it's not. So
they bought back on 2 heroes.
Yeah, the Aegis would be reclaimed in a minute. I don't think OG could put out enough pressure before that point with the Aegis getting across the map in the first place. So, yep, they did force buybacks, like you said. Most importantly, Gyro did commit his. And even though OG ended up losing a couple on the back there, they still come out clearly as the victors of that. Now 10,000 lead on Golden XP. Map control easily in their favor, too. They can slow play this and wait for next Roche, but I'm not sure they're even gonna do that. Is that a full AC for Miracle in the base? No. Okay. He still has a bit of way to go.
Yeah, this is the build we've seen him do in the past, too. You just go for the Sieging Viper. You're not really worried about physical damage once you have the AC out. You already have good stats from the SOI, and obviously Max Corrosive Skin and BKB make you pretty impervious to magical damage, so... Resolution still looking towards his next item. Is there anything that the Queen can buy that's just like, boom, big impact? Like, honestly, Refresher seems like the only thing.
Refresher or Scythe, maybe?
Oh, smoke broke here.
No tail is fine.
Yep.
Scythe being able to catch the PL with an extra lockdown so he can't just double gang our way is nice. Or maybe even scything the Dazzle and just blowing him up. I think the key point for them is to get in on the backline and get Dazzle away from the fight, if they can't just blow him up at least.
Yeah. Okay. Blink away here from Resolution. Pops the Shivas. It's very hard to aggressively blink on this lineup of OG though. Feels like if you're even a little bit off in your positioning, you just get blown up by PL.
Yeah. The Shivas was the best choice he could make though. I think it's the ideal item pickup against PL. All this attack speed slow against the Illusion is good against the Viper. Just getting some armor for himself, definitely the best possible pick he could have made. And now I'm uncertain. I think all in all, Refresher might be better than Hex. But the question is if he's going to have a chance to get either of those items. Roshan will be spawning within a few minutes, and then I think OG are just going to be looking for the GG push, knowing that there's still going to be cooldown on Gyro's buyback.
Yeah.
Unless if they get an unlucky respawn.
I think in terms of the Hex versus Refresher, the easier one to use is Refresher. Because then you're basically just saying, okay, I need to throw out all my spells, refresh, throw out all my spells. It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way to do that unless you're going for like a double screen. But Hex, you need to be able to find the right target. Because even if you want to try to go on no-tail, Fly has been on point with his Graves all game. They have a Blink Rubik for defensive plays and a Slardar.
And the nice thing about getting Refresher too is you were talking about how it's hard to commit into the enemy team because you get punished. When you Refresher, actually have a blink out again. So you could go for an aggressive play, drop your combo, and then drop it again and blink out if you do it really fast, or you have at least some options to play around with the Refresher.
Okay, looks like we're gonna see a real big fight here.
That's the shortest.
He blinks forward. He's got here. Echo
good combo.
They kill the PL instantly. BKB popped your Loa Dance inside of the Cold Embrace. Here comes the bash from Moon. Stolen Sonic away from Crit. Hits 3 on the side of Empire. Lift's going to be there as well. Silent now on full retreat. Under the effects of amplified damage. Cannot live. Miracle just not taking any damage. Look at how hard that Viper hits. Retreat Fissure coming in from Funnick. No fear. Gets an Arctic Burn off onto Crit. He gets bashed on the hill, but the crush is a little bit too late. Not going to be able to get anything else here. I mean, that fight. Oh, Moon. He's still chasing.
Yeah, why not?
He's got sprint for a couple more seconds. He's going to blink forward. Amp's still there. There's one more Cold Embrace. This is Gem right now.
Bash.
Doesn't even need it, really. Here's the lift.
All right, no bash.
Okay, Fissure comes in. And yeah, there you go. Gem on deck.
Oh,
and they wanted the Courier to pick it up, but they killed the Courier too. So that started off pretty good for Empire, but they very quickly realized after all their ultimates are expended, their damage is non-existent.
They committed Echo Slam to kill the PL. They got the Sonic Wave stolen. Miracle just used his BKB and didn't care about anything in the fight. It's not good enough. That's the problem with AoE wombo combos like this is, yes, you can catch one key target. That actually went okay because the Grave didn't come off. If the Grave comes out, I don't think they kill anyone. So, difficult situation for Empire now. Probably losing. Oh, OG might be playing this a little bit defensively. They will. Showing some respect here for the opponent, backing out.
Well, we're going to find out in a second. Okay, it's the fastest possible Roshan spawn.
Oh, man.
So that's the 8-minute one.
That is so lucky for OG.
Yeah.
Even got a bit of RNG here on their side. They just need to check it.
Without the... Well, actually, Sonic Wave would be off cooldown, but they would not have Echo for another 30. Might have been up around the time they got to the pit. Would you even feel comfortable for Empire fighting this? I mean, I guess they kind of have to. If they don't, then you're basically saying we need to fight into 2 carries of OG, pushing our high ground. And it's already been shown that we still have a hard time winning that fight, even with 5x.
Yeah, I don't know if they... It's like damn it if you do, damn it if you don't type of situation. The Echo Slam is ready in 5 seconds and Roshan is dead in 5 seconds, so I think they just decide they can't contest. Actually, now they do start moving on. It's too late.
Well, they were a bit indecisive, and at the end of the day, Cheese going to be going the way of Miracle. No Tail's going to secure the Aegis. And as you already mentioned, he had that Blink Dagger, showcased it in the previous fight in the woods. Blinking very aggressively, actually. Ends up getting himself killed, but team still carries it out for him.
And this is something you really don't want to have to do as Gyro. He's buying this Manta to counter amplify damage. And
Yeah.
it's really frustrating because they already have Cold Embrace, but it's not good enough since he's not able to do damage while he's frozen. Has to be able to remove that. It's also decent against the Viper Strike if you time it perfectly so you don't get hit. It's more against the Amp, and that just means still no damage coming out from this Gyro. We're almost 40 minutes in, still not seeing his first DPS item, such as an MKB, which would be great here. Might just be coming out a little bit too late. Vlad's now on the way for Moon Meander soon as well.
So that's AC Vlad's on OG, and Empire currently have neither.
AC Vlad's Weave. Physical damage is not a problem. If they pop their BKBs quickly, they cannot lose a team fight. I really don't see how. With the Cheese and Aegis, I think it's about time for them to go bottom when that Vlad arrives. I'm even going to send out a casual medallion here as well for the Dazzle, just making sure they have 67 armor instead of 60.
I mean, armor is armor.
Yeah.
It's all worth it.
That's correct.
Okay, so Arctic Burn still proving to be fairly annoying here for Miracle. Might even force on the BKB.
Oh, they're going to lift him.
Yeah, Resolution getting really low here. Where's the Wyvern? Blink Echo comes in, actually hits at a 3. Static Storm to follow it up, and the Curse, but it's actually mitigating quite a bit of damage to the Static Storm. Double BKB now on OG. Miracle pops the Cheese. That's 1 down. Stolen Echo comes in from Crit. They get the Shaker and the Disruptor. They want more. They're going for Silent. Actually decide to back off a little bit. Moon blinks forward here, finds No Fear with the Crush. Amp to follow it up. Easy kill there for No Tail as Resolution is forced to blink defensively. They will get the melee racks here. No contention at all. Courier actually goes down on the side of OG, but I don't think with that fight they can contest this. There is a tier 2 top though, so they cannot Mega. Maybe they just go for Throne instead, or find Silent.
They just lose their Gyro. It's again the heal bomb with amp damage. It's 1,000 damage nuke from your support. OG. 2-0 in here. I gotta say, I've seen so many games of this team now over the last 2 weeks with the Major. They are the best team in the world at playing around Dazzle. I think you can't give this hero away to this team.
I think it was showcased in a lot of the team fights. You mentioned how you can't really use Cold Embrace on Gyro against the amplified damage. So that kind of matchup between do I want Wyvern or do I want Dazzle is very predicated on which team has Slardar or if it's banned. Because I feel like if you have to play around amplified damage as these heroes, Grave is infinitely better. Because you're gonna die no matter what, most of the time, right? And if you're getting Cold Embrace and your carry's not dealing damage, then how are you actually winning that